Good afternoon, Ski Rex Media fans. Tim from Ski Rex Media once again with another Q&A minicast. This time the question was posted by Lance from Twitter and Facebook. He's on both. He's one of the very few crossovers. He asked a question that actually it's a question that's asked quite often, and I kind of glad he asked me because I kind of want to throw my 2 cents in on this one. He asked, why do snowboarders hate skiers? The short answer is they all don't. The long answer is this. We all know that snowboarding, obviously has not been around nearly as long as skiing. And as it started getting popular, it was geared towards not a different type of person, but that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like skiers were elitists and snowboarders were just knuckle-dragging, troublemaking punks. Now that, in part, is true. Stereotypes do come from, sometimes they come from a very specific place. And skiers to this day are stereotyped as elitists in a big general sense, and snowboarders are stereotyped as punks in a general sense. Do I believe in either of those things? Absolutely not. Like anything else in this world, a person can only be, I don't want to say judged because I don't want you to think I'm judgmental, but I'm not going to judge someone on the equipment they use. I've met snowboarding punks and ski punks. I've met elitist snowboarders and elitist skiers. I have met assholes across the board. I have met total fucking hippie fucking, riders across the board. It's not just one or the other. It's not just where they ski or when they ski or ride. It's nothing like that. All these stereotypes come from somewhere, and we know that. Do snowboarders hate skiers, though, because of these? Partly because there's still a need to keep these things alive. For some reason, people still keep these things alive. They still think that there has to be, the division. When obviously there doesn't. It's the same sport with 2 different types of equipment. The rules are the same. The techniques obviously are a little different, but the goal, the outcome is the same. Top of the mountain, bottom of the mountain. It's split boarders who have actually figured out how to do both. If you know what a split board is, you should. They're very popular right now. And let's use the split board as a metaphor. You start off as a skier and you end as a snowboarder. See, they can coexist. There's no problem coexisting. So I can't say generally that snowboarders hate skiers. Some do. Some skiers hate snowboarders. There is still this weird animosity. There is still this weird division, and I cannot give you any more of a reason why other than for some reason there's people who need to keep this stuff alive, and we see that in everything we do though. I mean, there's still pickup truck drivers who will never ever drive a Ford and love Chevy. There's still the absolute opposite, and the fact is they're both overpriced pieces of shit. Not the people, the trucks. That's just how it goes, but they're both pickup trucks to me, and one doesn't run any better or any worse than the other, dependent upon how one takes care of it. They do have their quirks. But then snowboarding and skiing each has their own different little quirks. But we're all the same type of person. It doesn't matter what type of riding you do. If you're a groomer rider, park rider, big mountain and backcountry, I've never seen a Nordic snowboarder, but I don't see why you couldn't. That'd be a good upper body workout. You kidding me? Just pushing yourself along? That'd be something. So, I'm kind of going around in circles here, but it really does come down to not all snowboarders hate skiers. Not all skiers hate snowboarders. I don't hate snowboarders. My best friend is a snowboarder. In the Valentine's episode, I talked about how I asked a snowboarder out, kind of, sort of. If you haven't listened to that story's over there. I don't hate them, and I know a lot of people who don't hate them. I've gone out all day with skiers. I've gone out all day with snowboarders. It was never an uncommon thing for any one of our cars to have skis and snowboards on the roof or in the trunk. It is just, for whatever reason, some people have to continue the idea of stereotypes and prejudices. And yes, you can liken this to some of the other social issues that are out in our world. But, I don't talk about them with those people, with snowboarders. Like, I don't talk about it typically, which is kind of why I'm glad he asked, because it does give me a chance to add my Lance asked. It does give me a chance to throw in my 2 cents on it. But it really comes down to the fact that we do look at it generalized, but it's not true. Snowboarders don't hate skiers and skiers don't hate snowboarders. It's just a few pricks on both sides who have to be pricks. And that's really what it comes down to. I'm not a prick, and I don't think Lance is a prick. I only know him through Twitter. I don't know him personally. He's PNW. I'm New England. So we have never crossed paths, which actually might not be true. I've been to Seattle. You never know. We might have walked right past each other. It's a small world out there. All kidding aside, though, it really does come down to just a few pricks and assholes who, make it harder for the rest of us who are just out looking to have a good time, man. And I honestly don't think the hatred runs that deep. I don't. And if it does, and it sucks. If you ask me because you're having trouble with snowboarders out there, that sucks, because it doesn't need to be. If they're talking shit, I mean, that's just a group of assholes. Like, that happens. Assholes run with the group mentality. Like, that's a thing. We know this, just take a look around. Assholes congregate together just to be assholes. How many times can I use the word asshole? So I don't know. I don't want you to have that problem. Be kind to your fellow snowboarders and skiers, man. We're all the same. We're all out to do the same thing. We're all out there to get the same vibe. And, if you're a snowboarder, I'll ride with you. If you're a skier, I'll ride with you. I mean, I'll be on skis in either case. I might get out ski boards just to be really silly. Why do skiers pick on people wearing ski boards? I know that they're not popular. I know they haven't been around a lot, but they pick on them too. And I kind of just let it go because I see the practical uses of them. So I love them. I love my pair. So I hope this answers your question. It is only my opinion. I haven't had a problem with snowboard and skier animosity personally in a very long time. And although I do see it, again, I think it's based more on the asshole, not the type of equipment they use. So again, I hope you're not having problems with snowboarders out there. If you are, ignore them. Let them do their thing. You do your thing, and then eventually one of them will break and be like, you know what? This is fucked up. We shouldn't be at each other's throats like this. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the skier versus snowboarder thing. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, another quick one. If you have a question, if you want me to try to answer a question, I hope I answered that one well. If you have a question, submit it via social media. You can use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Put it in a comment, tweet, whatever you want. Put your question in there. Do the hashtag. What was the hashtag I was using? Shit, I forgot. Make sure you tag me, and I'll look up what I did for the hashtag just so I can find them very easy and I can bookmark them. You can use email, skirexforever@gmail.com. That link is in the description. You can use direct messaging across those social media platforms if you choose. And I don't have my mailing address, so I wouldn't say send one in. That'd be silly. Do it the quick way. Use electronic ways, okay? And we'll see you on the next one. Check out skirexmedia.com. All the links to everything I just said, plus the merch shop and Patreon. Let's make a couple bucks with this, all right? Thank you again, Lance, for submitting your question, dude. I love your interaction. I love your feedback on the podcast. I know you listen every week, so I appreciate it, and thank you, dude. And I hope I answered your question in a way that you can enjoy. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you on the next one later.